Good evening. Thank you for tuning in to watch or listen to this video slash podcast. I have not done a podcast in a while. I think I will start to do them again. A lot of other things going on, but you will be able to watch and listen to this on Rumble. You can also find it on Spotify and some other outlets. You will not find this on YouTube immediately. You'll have to wait for a couple of days. I will upload it on the 31st, most likely, because I have 2 days left to a suspension on YouTube for medical misinformation. To talk briefly about that, it is medical misinformation from the state of Connecticut. By that I mean is I reported the exact numbers. None of my opinion was put in. It was the exact numbers from the state of Connecticut. So YouTube pulled down the video claiming that it was misinformation. So I guess in a strange way, YouTube has just admitted that the state of Connecticut is lying. How about that? But tonight I want to talk about, in my opinion, the 3 reasons why there are so many conspiracies. There are more and more every day. I mean, they've been going on for years, and you'll notice there's those of you who are watching this, you'll notice there's a picture of the Vatican on fire. Those of you who are listening won't see it, but I am describing the video. And there's a reason for that. So what are the 3 reasons that I believe we have so many conspiracies? Number 1, media. Media continues to lie to us. And you. Those of us who've been paying attention over the years and knew that this was coming aren't fooled by the situations. 2, and I'm going to go back in each one. 2, government. The government has years and years and years behind them of lies. They continually lie to us. They're always lying, and then we find out about their lies, so they wonder why we don't believe them all the time. Whether it be Republicans or Democrats, it doesn't really matter. It's still there. A lot of conspiracies, a lot of lies. In the future, I'll be talking about income tax and excise tax, which is a weird thing to talk about, but those are lies also from the origins of how they were created. Spoiler alert. Those are 2 things. And the reason I'm talking about these things tonight is the Texas shootings. The reason we need to be aware of things, because there are conspiracy theories about this dude was not a dude, or is a transgender, and all this other stuff, and wasn't a transgender, and is he a plant for the government, because why was the door open? See, there's a conspiracy. And there's a lot of questions. Meanwhile, all these questions and all these things that are going on take us away from the fact that all those children are dead, which is the most disgusting, heinous thing I've seen in a while, obviously, since Sandy Hook. So we have the media who continually make stories up, twist stories to work in their favor, and they wonder why we don't trust them. And the government makes things up, then they're found out after, sometimes 50 years later, and now we don't trust them, and we wonder who's working for the government. Now, we get to number 3. The Vatican. The Vatican and all the false churches. All the daughters of the harlot. All the different denominations, all the branches that all report back. Now remember, the government reports to the Vatican. What am I talking about? That's crazy. That can't be true. Well, look at all the time. Heads of state, everywhere. Where do they go? They go to the Vatican to kiss the ring. Why? Because they're all Christian? Get out of town. You think Obama's really a Christian? You think Merkel's really a Christian? You believe Macron is really a born-again Christian? Give me a break. They're not. You think Bush was a Christian, a born-again Christian? Get out of here. The man who just unwittingly admitted recently that there was a brutal attack in Iraq, or the fact that he just got pranked not too long ago, thinking he was talking to the Ukrainian president, and he got tricked into a couple things. That's a whole other thing. I'm not going to go down that road. I don't at the moment. That's a very, very interesting situation. Reagan. Now this one's going to kill a lot of people. A lot of people. Reagan was not a born-again Christian. Sorry. I know. I thought of Reagan and a lot of good things he's done. Who do you think brought the Pope here for the first time? Reagan. Something really disturbed me about Trump. When that woman was singing up in the White House on the second balcony there, I just looked at him like, oh my goodness. For years I've known that the Vatican has been controlling the White House. But then I was like, wow, they're really in the White House. I'm just looking. Biden's a Catholic. And they go, well, he's not a real Catholic. Well, no, he is. Don't get that confused. He is. So there's all these conspiracies going on in the world. And all these conspiracies are stemmed from the Vatican. They create all these stories for the media. I just watched a video not too long ago about how they have plans of when certain people die, like the Queen, what the protocol is and what's going to happen there. The New World Order. It's been around a long, long time. One world government. Well, it's always been a one world government. For a long time, I was wondering, okay, when will it become a one world government? Actually, it's always been a one world government for decades upon decades. We just haven't realized it. It's just now being exposed as being more obvious. So when you wonder why there's so many conspiracies and all the plants, all these government, I don't know the right word I'm looking for, but these people are put there to create things. Why is there more racism now than there was before? I haven't seen it. I grew up. Okay, let's talk about racism for a second. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to make a separate video on that. But make no mistake about it. The reason we have so many conspiracies is because of three controlled by one. So, the Vatican being the Trinity? Yep. The Vatican is the head. And the media and the government are the two pieces. That's your three right there. So the media, government, the false church is controlled by the Vatican. Yeah, you want conspiracy? Well, there it is. To the naked eye, the Vatican just looks like the Vatican. But if you look at the Vatican with truth in your eyes, you see the flames of hell. And people are going to get offended, deeply offended by this video. My intent is not to offend at all. See, it's not that you're offended, it's because you're convicted. Conspiracies are going to get worse. And are they conspiracies? That has to be a question you also have to ask yourself. Are these conspiracies conspiracies? They can't be conspiracies if they're true. But if we don't know what to believe, then we make up stories. We find things that seem like they might be, and never once turning to the Bible. So this is probably one of the shortest podcasts I've ever made, because it's also going to be a video at the same time, and I think that's why I'm making this short. But there are 3 reasons, and I will reiterate again, 3 reasons we have so many conspiracies. It is the media, it is the government, it is the Vatican. The Vatican being the head. When there's a conspiracy, and you follow the trail, where does it always lead back to? In my upcoming podcast, last videos, follow the trail of income tax, where does it lead to? Excise tax, where does it lead to? All roads lead to Rome. A lot of things lead back there. Remember, the Roman emperors did not die. They just became Pope. Thank you for watching or listening. Have a beautiful night.